Welcome to ELR-Precision. I'm Eigil Steele. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the Italian scope mount by the name of Audre. Audre is an Italian manufacturer. They're up in the hills of Italy, and they make this really cool little scope mount. It's a 34 millimeter scope mount. It's a interface scope mount, which means that you can mount Picatinny to the sides, and that's really cool when you're running, for example, a red dot. The red dot is, of course, as we all know by now, or probably, maybe, I don't know, it's for FTA. So when you're running a red dot on a PRS rifle or a long-range rifle, even on a hunting rifle, that's for fast target acquisition, so you can get on target, get on scope, and everything is golden. The Audre mount has interfaces all three sides, so left, right, and top. Side note, I digress. To rise the mount over the turrets, I would get a riser just to make sure that it clears everything nicely. Don't get it too high, because then you're going to be trying to reach for it. But anyway, that's a different story. That's a different video. The Audre, I've been using it now for about a year, and it hasn't missed a beat. I'm really happy with the way it's performed. I'm really happy with the way that it's holding up. It hasn't loosened anything up at all, and it's still holding on tight to the Schmidt Bender 6-36 by 56 PM2 high performance. And there's plenty of room for this scope in these rings. This is a relatively large scope, relatively long scope, and it's got a relatively long turret housing. Now, there's room for that in there. The height of the Audre scope mount is also good enough for me to be able to run I have a 20 MOA canted rail on here. This Audre scope mount is a 0 MOA cant. I would always recommend to use your scope, figure out how much from your 0 to the bottom of your scope are you, and then find a mount and a rail that fits for that purpose. For this purpose, for testing, a 0 MOA mount is just fine. It's a 6-screw setup, so the Audre mount has 3 screws, either ring, on each side to hold on to said scope. And those have held on nice and snugly. If I were to prefer anything at all, I would prefer this in one piece. These are 2 pieces, which is not bad. I just kind of prefer it in one piece. I do want to, just at an outro, I do want to do a series of tests. And Audre, if you are listening, this is something that could be made possible if you contact Schmidt Bender in Denmark. And thank you, by the way, to Schmidt Bender for making this video possible. This is on loan from them. Audre, if you are listening, please contact Schmidt Bender and tell them that it's okay that I do a destructive test on this. I don't know if it's going to be destructive. I want to take a 34 millimeter tube, actually a 34 millimeter rod, mount that up into the different scope mounts that I have, screw on an AR-500 plate, and then shoot these plates mounted in the scope rings, and then see when they start moving. Which caliber will start moving this scope or the rod in the scope rings? That would be a super cool way of figuring out how hard or how well are these scope mounts clamping down onto our scopes. I don't want to start smacking this with a hammer. That's kind of expensive. But the other test would be also fun to film and fun to watch, I hope. I've seen them done before. It's not an original idea, but I think it's cool, and I'd like to do it. So, Audre, please make it possible. Make it happen, Captain. Until next time, stay safe and stay true.